Nope. I've seen it all before. You're far too predictable, Austin. You are gonna park that tank right there because you will not drive it into my arena. Oh, geez, Hunter. Alright, fine. I couldn't get a taxi. This was the next best thing. Ha ha ha. Very funny. But you won't be laughing tonight when Kevin Owens takes you apart. Now, follow these gentlemen to your dressing room because you will not step out of line in my arena. Alright, Hunter. I'm here on business. I'll play by your rules tonight. But on my turf. When it's Metal Wrestling at Revival, Lethal Lockdown, and you send the Undisputed Era to my show, they ain't coming back to you in one piece. And tonight, neither will Kevin Owens. And that's the bottom line, because... Steve Austin is done tonight. Because Kevin Owens said so. Capital of the world. But who tonight is feeling lucky in Las Vegas, Nevada? NLW is back on the airwaves. Just one episode of NLW until Metal Wrestling presents its Revival pay-per-view, where we will see Lethal Lockdown. But tonight, Conor McGregor is here to call out the man who will be competing in that Lethal Lockdown match. Conor McGregor calls out CM Punk live tonight in Vegas, trying to respond to that challenge, and Ronda Rousey set to go one-on-one with a debuting Conti. We've also got a big matchup between the Undisputed Era leader, Adam Cole, as he goes one-on-one with the man of the hour, Lio Rush, and of course the Undisputed Era preparing for that Lethal Lockdown match at Metal Wrestling's Revival pay-per-view. How is he going to be in this matchup against the man of the hour? And of course our main event tonight, it's been brewing for months. Stone Cold Steve Austin, the Metal Wrestling president, invited here by the EVP of NLW, Triple H, to go one-on-one with Triple H's hand-picked mercenary, Kevin Owens. I cannot wait for that main event tonight. And Alright. We're in Las Vegas tonight, right? Who's feeling lucky?
It's the Undertaker in the ring.
I'm feeling lucky after all. For weeks, I've had the world and the ministry eaten out of the palm of my hand. People have been asking me for weeks, have I quit the ministry? Has the Undertaker been kicked out of the ministry? First of all, let me say this, I consider myself a gambling man and a good poker player. And a good poker player never shows his hand. And I'm not about to show the dead man's hand. I'm not gonna answer any questions you people have because I don't owe anyone a damn explanation for the way I handle business. Speaking of business, last week I beat my brother Kane in a casket match and watched as my brother was locked in a casket and burned alive inside. I should be happy, right? Kane's gone, I should be pounding shots at the casino, but I just can't celebrate because the ministry seems to have a problem with the Undertaker. Come to think of it, the higher power has a problem with the Undertaker. Correct me if I'm wrong, Las Vegas, but I was under the impression that I am the judge, jury, and executioner around here. I'm the one who recruits the followers. I'm the one who makes the decisions, but as of late, it seems that the higher power has been going over my head. Kicking out my disciples, recruiting people without my approval. Evil had no business getting involved last week. He calls himself the King of Darkness. There is only one King of Darkness around here, and you're looking at him. I did not ask Evil to join the ministry. I do not want him in the ministry, and I'll tell you right now, if it were up to me, I'd kick that son of a bitch Jeff Hardy out of the ministry too. He left me to get attacked by the Undisputed Era last week. I ain't forgotten about that. And what kind of piece of shit does he think he is?
Oh my god.
But you know what? I'll still have his back because I'm a team player. I'm committed to the ministry and the higher power. But the question I have is the higher power committed to the Undertaker? Evil Uno, I know you're back there. Get your fat ass out here and give me a damn explanation.
Well, asking you shall receive, there is the spokesperson for the higher power.
Hey, don't you dare disparage the higher power. Do not forget the fact that he was the one who plucked you out of obscurity and made you dominant again. He could just as easily chew you up and spit you out, Mark.
Oh yeah, well, if that's the case, why doesn't he reveal his identity, come down to this ring, and try me?
Are you daring to question the integrity of the higher power?
Not only am I questioning his integrity, I'm challenging his ass to a match at WrestleMania.
What?
Oh, better yet, I'm challenging the higher power to a Hell in a Cell match.
Oh my god! Has he lost his mind?
If he's so almighty, he will come out here right now and he will accept my challenge. And I'll tell you what, I'll sweeten the deal. If he beats me, I will leave the ministry. But if I beat him, he must step down and I will lead this group again.
Big challenge.
Well, I can tell you right now that the answer is no. Those stipulations will not be in place. You will always be a minion. The higher power is greater than you, greater than all of us. You have sold your soul over to the higher power. You work for him. Remember, Undertaker, you are not the leader. The higher power was the one who gave you power, but he can just as easily take it away. In fact, he doesn't think much of you these days. That's why he recruited Evil to help you last week. And he doesn't care if you like it or not, because the fact is, without Evil, you would have been the one burned alive in that casket. But you know what, Undertaker? You and the higher power think a lot alike. You will fight inside Hell in a Cell at WrestleMania, but it will not be against the higher power. You will step inside that cell to prove yourself, to prove you are still the dead man of old, to prove you still are the Phenom. If you win, you will prove yourself, but if you lose, you are out of the ministry.
High stakes indeed.
You know what? I've been itching for a fight. I'm sick of the BS that I've had to deal with in hell. I'll fight anyone you put in front of me, cause I'm down with the devil, and I'ma drag that sorry soul of my opponent straight to hell, and he will rest in peace.
Well, what a match made for WrestleMania! The Undertaker in Hell in a Cell, and we just have to wait and find out who his opponent will be. It's the Fiend! The Fiend with a mandible claw on the Undertaker! What the hell is this? Well, the Fiend! He's supposed to be on Metal Wrestling. What is he doing here tonight? Are we looking at the monster who will step inside the cell with the Undertaker? I mean, we've got to recover from what we've just witnessed. And an absolutely insane opening to the show as Conor McGregor arrives here in Vegas and drives right past that tank which Stone Cold Steve Austin drove into the arena here tonight. And of course Austin will be in our main event tonight, but right now the man he steps across the ring from in Lethal Lockdown about to compete.
Contest is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring, being accompanied by the Undisputed Era, fighting out of Panama City, Florida, weighing in at an even 200 pounds. This is Adam Cole.
Baby. Flanked by Red Dragon and Roderick Strong of the Undisputed Era. At Lethal Lockdown, these four men fight Finn Balor, John Cena, CM Punk and Stone Cold Steve Austin of Team Metal Wrestling. It will be at Lethal Lockdown at Revival, but tonight Adam Cole has some unfinished business with a man who came to collect here tonight. The man of the hour, Lio Rush, steps up to Adam Cole.
And his opponent, fighting out of Washington, D.C., weighing in at 160 pounds, the man of the hour, Lio Rush.
Well, Lio Rush has been a thorn in the side of the Undisputed Era recently, but right now has a chance one-on-one against the kingpin of the era, Lio Rush, set for debut action here tonight. Welcome back to No Limits Wrestling from the fight capital of the world in Las Vegas. Adam Cole, Lio Rush one-on-one. Lio Rush taking the fight to Adam Cole throughout the commercial break. And I think that Adam Cole wasn't expecting this. And a handspring kick, and Lio Rush setting up Adam Cole. He's so quick. Is this Lio Rush? And look at this tope suicida through the bottom rope. And you wonder, is Lio Rush 100%? After what happened last week, being jumped backstage by the Undisputed Era before his match. And of course it was the week before where Lio Rush made his presence felt. Springboards right into a super kick. Adam Cole kicking Lio Rush out of midair like a moth. Pardon the pun. And you see the brainbuster on the knee, stopping Lio Rush in his tracks, and it could be over here if Adam Cole lowers the boom. No last shot, but it does hit a bicycle kick. German suplex. Lio lands on his feet, and there's the come up. The stunner from Lio Rush, stunning Adam Cole. And Lio Rush may not be 100% after the attack from the Undisputed Era last week, but he's fighting with all he's got. The big time frog splash, but nobody home. And now Adam Cole, Panama Sunrise. And Lio Rush in trouble. Adam Cole lowers the boom with that last shot, and he wins.
Here is your winner, Adam Cole.
Well, it didn't last as long as perhaps we anticipated, and you've got to put that down to the fact that Lio Rush still recovering from his injuries last week. Maybe it was too soon for him to step in the ring with Adam Cole, but one thing you can't discount about this Lio Rush guy is his heart. And this kid is going to make waves in NLW in the future, but tonight got kicked out of midair. He went for this big time splash off the top, but the knees were up, and then Panama Sunrise and a last shot to Lio Rush sealed the deal for Adam Cole. Now Adam Cole will set his sights on Lethal Lockdown, where he steps in there against Metal Wrestling's finest, Will the Undisputed Era put an end to Metal Wrestling at Revival? Only time will tell, but tonight, your winner, it's Adam Cole, baby. Ricochet, last week we saw Jushin Thunder Liger return to NLW as you and Kushida's tag team partner. But things didn't go as planned. Hey, don't say Jimmy after the match while I had my back turned. He attacked me with a cheap shot. I don't know what's gotten into him. Then, a few weeks later I turn on the TV. I watched the match he had with CM Punk on Metal Wrestling. He was shaking his hand, being respectful. I just don't get it. Does he have an issue with me? Is that what it is? Because I don't understand what's... Hold on. Hey, what the hell were you doing last week, man? What was that? Nah, Kushida, I'm good, look. On! A cheap shot from Liger! Just like last week! What the hell has gotten into Jushin Thunder Liger? I mean, we see him here on NLW, we see him on Metal Wrestling as well, but then again, maybe an attitude change for Liger. Nevertheless, we were supposed to have NLW Turbo. That event was cancelled, so instead, we gave the fans here in Vegas some great prelim action. These are the matches that took place before NLW went on the air. Mustafa Ali defeated Frankie Kazarian in a great contest, but after that matchup, Pac from the Death Triangle came down to confront Ali.
Isn't it interesting how these fans cheer for you? The big brave Mustafa Ali puts away another challenger. But for weeks, you've been ducking the bastard. One time, you beat me on a fluke, and I have waited patiently for an entire year to get my rematch. In 2 weeks' time, I get it. Ali versus Pac, champion versus bastard for that X Division title. Prepare for decimation.
So the match will happen. It'll be Pac and Ali one-on-one. But we also saw earlier tonight the team of the Jurassic Express pull away Matt Sydal and Christopher Daniels with that incredible move, the Jurassic Express. Another great win for Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, but another man looking for a win was Will Ospreay. He went one-on-one with Rey Mysterio's son in Dominic Mysterio's debut matchup, and he took the fight to Will Ospreay, but the hidden blade was enough to put away Dominic Mysterio. A great effort by Rey's kid, but it was after the match where we saw commotion. Ospreay attacking Rey and Dominic, but then who was coming out? But the man who Ospreay spilled coffee over last week, Walter. And Walter was not happy about having coffee spilled on him by Ospreay last week, and he's looking to run away. Oh my God! Well, that chop sounded like a cannon! Well, I'm sure going to steer clear of Walter and catering from now on after that massive chop.
The following non-title women's division contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, fighting out of Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, this is Ty Conti.
Another debut here tonight for Ty Conti. She stepped up to the women's champion Ronda Rousey last week in Rousey's personal dojo. Of course, Ty Conti, a black belt in judo, as is Ronda. So this is a great matchup to test the skills of the women's champion Ronda Rousey, who claims she has no competition left. Well, she's going to be contested by a Brazilian master of judo.
And her opponent being accompanied to the ring by Shayna Baszler. Fighting out of Santa Monica, California, she is the reigning NLW Women's World Champion, Rowdy Ronda Rousey.
And ever since Becky Lynch was taken out of action by the Kabuki Triad, many believe it was because of Ronda Rousey. Ever since that day, Ronda Rousey, well, let's face it, she has had no competition, no real competition. Women have tried, yes, but no one has come close to dethroning Rousey or taking her off her pedestal, and well, Ty Conti tonight hopes to do that. And oh, look at this! A judo throw right into the armbar, and Ronda Rousey already in the ropes. And that one shocked the women's champion Ty Conti not letting up, continues to take the fight to the former UFC champion, and oh my goodness, a choke. Perfectly legal. It's not under the chin. And Ronda's fading. Shayna Baszler trying to get Ronda back in the game, and oh, here we go, a pin, but a kick out from Ty. And a knee right to the back of the skull, and look at Ronda immediately going for that arm, for the submission. Back to their feet, but another judo throw. Great ring awareness from Ty Conti, and the boot in the corner. Looking for the Ty KO, but Rousey rolls through. And again, look at this, a great transition into the front sleeper. That guillotine choke, but Ty back to her feet, and now finds herself on the top rope, going for a crossbody maybe, but look at the strength of Ronda. The Piper's Pit, and reaches back on that arm.
Here's your winner by submission, Ronda Rousey.
Ty Conti tapping out to the women's champion. A short but sweet victory, but I think that Ronda Rousey at one point in that matchup was getting far too complacent. After all, there were several moments where she was on the back foot, and Ty Conti could have very easily picked up the biggest win of her career. As we see right now, the closing moments of this contest, that risk was one too many. Ty Conti had a great ground game. She was using it effectively against Rousey, but when she went high risk, that was what caught her out, and unfortunately, may have a dislocated arm in the process, but still, your women's champion Ronda Rousey, is anyone going to be able to stop her?
In silence, you breathe. In despair, in the shadows
Oh, wait a minute,
that
what
you lay in it. Shame. In these
That's
silent
Paul
tears
Ellering.
slowly drawn from your eyes, in blindness among
The manager
these dark clouds
of the
your
Kabuki
ignorance.
Triad.
The Triad is destruction, for your despair is our power.
There's Oscar.
The Kabuki Triad is all-powerful, born to destroy, to cleanse, to repent. One by
Io
one,
Shirai with
your
the
heroes
moonsault.
exposed. No one
Paul
is
Ellering
safe.
committing a
No
sermon
one is spared.
here at ringside.
Succumb to
And the Kabuki Triad are going to
inevitable.
injure Ty
Succumb
Conti here.
to the Triad.
Ty Conti in trouble, the Kabuki Triad attacking. Comes the man with a kendo stick, taking out the Kabuki Triad, just like the Kabuki Triad tried to take out Becky Lynch. But not only is she back, she's back for revenge. Becky Lynch has missed months of her career because of those three goons and their manager Paul Ellering. But the man is back, and she's back for vengeance.
I don't think there's a day that goes by that I don't feel like I've had enough and that there's nothing left. But desire means never quit. And my fuel is evil. Evil is a road seldom traveled by the multitudes. If you find it, please don't take it for granted. If you happen to stray from it, don't let obstacles overcome you. Anger and rage don't detour you from your final objectives. It feeds into them. The future holds nothing but opportunity, and bad things happen to bad people. And the Undertaker may have strayed from our ministry's goals, but I am still committed to our higher power as your NLW champion. This is a message from our WrestleMania challenger Finn Balor. Finn, you are no prince. There is only one King of Darkness here, and that is evil. Evil is my spiritual advisor, and I live in a house of torture. At WrestleMania, whatever is left of you after lethal lockdown will be sacrificed by the Antichrist of professional wrestling. And next week, If you want it, you can go one-on-one with the King, Evil. Next week, Evil will tear you apart. And at WrestleMania, I will put an end to your royal kingdom. Yours truly, the NLW Champion of Darkness, Jeff Hardy.
Jeff Hardy with some intense words for his WrestleMania opponent Finn Balor. And speaking of WrestleMania, this man was called out on Metal Wrestling's premiere episode by the best in the world, CM Punk. They had a massive brawl that had to be separated by numerous members of security on NLW 100. And tonight, the words, hopefully, will mean a challenge is accepted, but you never know with the notorious one. Conor McGregor, he's no stranger to Las Vegas, and tonight, we expect to hear him respond to the challenge laid out for a WrestleMania match against CM Punk. But what is the notorious one got to say here tonight?
I'm going to keep this short and sweet, because I got a penthouse suite booked out to Caesar's Palace, and I couldn't care less about being in this dump of an arena. You don't deserve to watch the baddest man on the planet speak, let alone fight, so shut up and listen. CM Punk, someone told me what you said on Metal, Lord knows I ain't watching that shite. Listen, you want to fight with me at WrestleMania, you got it, mate. Triple H made the bleeding match. At WrestleMania, it's going to be a bloodbath. I'm going to box the bleeding head off him, kick the bleeding leg off him, and I have to take this outside with him. It's on outside. I don't give a bollocks. CM Punk, you entered my world and got the shite knocked out of you. At WrestleMania, I step into your world and I knock you out. Simple as that. WrestleMania is about to be notorious.
Another huge match made for WrestleMania. It's official. He's asked Triple H to make the match, and I've got to agree. Make that match Conor McGregor versus CM Punk at WrestleMania.
So Keith Lee decided to show up on Metal to confront Seth Rollins like I give a damn. It seems we're gonna get a champion versus champion match at WrestleMania. Well, I hate to spoil the fun, but Keith, didn't you forget about something? Next week, you and me are gonna fight for the Atlas Championship, and you will not walk out of that arena as champion. There ain't gonna be a champion versus champion match, but next week there will be a massacre, because Keith, everybody dies. Hey guys, look, you know there's some rumblings that Kenny Omega might show his face around here looking for old HBK. Even though I suspended him for attacking me before, he might just show up anyway, so I have a favor to ask. Los Ingobernables, I want you guys to be the official bodyguards for the commissioner of NLW, good old HBK. And in return, I'll make sure you don't have to defend those tag team titles at WrestleMania.
Hey Sean, that sounds like a deal. I know we've had some bad luck recently as a team, but for you, we got your back.
Bad luck? Oh, that's not the way I see it. You guys have been dominant. But then again, the only person that's had any real bad luck in your group has been Naito there. Come to think of it, since you forced me into retirement all those years ago and was middleweight champion, it's just been a steady decline for you. Hell, while your friends, they're winning matches, you're losing to Kushida on Turbo. Maybe something will come for you in the future, Naito, but hell, maybe I'll just pay the big man Shingo there to take care of Kenny. Just for that, the deal is off. In fact, the tag team titles will be on the line June 11th. It's going to be a special NLW 10-year anniversary special. Andrade, Garza, you will defend the tag team titles against the Good Brothers, against the Lucha Brothers, and against the Young Bucks in a tables, ladders, and chairs match. And if you want to thank anyone for that match, thank Mr. Naito.
What the hell was that?
What a match that's just been made! Can you believe it, TLC? Well, We know the history between Shawn Michaels and Tetsuya Naito, their battles in the past. And now Shawn Michaels making the match a 10-year anniversary special, Saturday, June 11th, 3 weeks' time for this blockbuster match. The Good Brothers, the Lucha Bros, Young Bucks and LIJ, TLC for the tag team titles. And coming up at Metal Wrestling's Revival pay-per-view, the Undisputed Era step into rival territory against Team Metal. We expect Stone Cold Steve Austin is going to tear apart Kevin Owens before that matchup, but firstly, let's take it now to the casino where I believe MJF has a couple of words.
NLW fans, I know what you're thinking. How come MJF, the most handsome, the most talented wrestler alive today, hasn't even had a match yet? After all, it's been 5 months since I was signed to a contract. Well, here's the thing. When I fight, it's a main event. It's a big deal. I'm taking my time, scouting out the scene. You know, I read a quote the other day which is apt since I'm here in Las Vegas. The gist of it is that the harshest lesson gambling teaches is the difference between having fun and being smart. You stand to lose a lot of money just showing up and being happy to be here like a lot of the schmucks on this roster. But me? I'm smart. I'm not just going to wrestle in a backwoods town like this. On pay-per-view, baby. My first match here will be announced in advance. In fact, next week, NLW 104, you will find out what the future holds for Maxwell Jacob Friedman and who my first victim will be. And whoever it is, they're gonna find out that I'm better than you, and you know it. Now get out of here, loser. I'm on a hot streak.
So MJF gonna compete very soon, but it's main event time in Vegas, baby.
Las Vegas, your main event tonight is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, fighting out of Maryville, Quebec, Canada, weighing in at 266 pounds, this is Kevin Owens.
And Kevin Owens, ever since the summer, has been inextricably linked to Triple H and the corporation here in NLW, doing the bidding of Triple H. We don't know what the business relationship is, but we know that Triple H has enlisted Kevin Owens to take out Stone Cold.
And his opponent, about to make his way to the ring, fighting out of Victoria, Texas, weighing in at 252 pounds, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
And Austin not waiting any time, gonna immediately go after Kevin Owens. Owens was the one who cost Stone Cold his job here in NLW, which led to the creation of Metal Wrestling and Austin as its president. And oh my god, Owens! Oh my god, a powerbomb! A powerbomb on the apron! Stone Cold Steve Austin in deep, deep trouble. Can he come back in this main event? Owens versus Austin continues after this.
I am challenging the Undisputed Era to a lethal lockdown match. 8 men.
We are going to end Metal Wrestling, baby.
1 steel cage. I will beat you from one side of that cage to the other. Lethal lockdown.
And that is undisputed.
Metal Wrestling presents Revival, live on pay-per-view.
Welcome back, your main event in progress. Fisherman suplex off the top rope from Kevin Owens. Ever since that pop-up powerbomb on the apron, Austin has been in deep, deep trouble throughout the commercial break. And now mocking Austin with that mud hole stomp in the corner, and in comes Austin with a Fez press. And you know that Austin isn't 100% after being attacked at the start of the show when he came into the arena in a tank. The war is on, the company war is on, I should say. Lethal lockdown at Revival. Austin already fighting a battle here tonight against Owens. Wants to throw him on this announce table here, but Owens reversing Austin into the stairs. Vegas is on fire now. But Kevin Owens looking for a powerbomb through the announce table, but backdropped right onto my announce table. Stone Cold Steve Austin gets some reprieve here in our main event. And it's unprecedented to see the owner of another wrestling company fight in the main event of our program here tonight, but that's what's happening. The president of Metal Wrestling looking for a stunner, but a super kick and a pop-up powerbomb. But Austin kicks out. Well, you know that Triple H is in the back, hoping that Kevin Owens destroys Stone Cold here tonight. And Owens looking to finish what he started earlier. Going for a stunner, but Austin going for a stunner. Pushed off the right. Wait a minute, what the hell is Roderick Strong in the Undisputed Era? Owens went for the super kick. Spun around into the stunner. But Red Dragon out here now. And the Undisputed Era not waiting until Revival and Lethal Lockdown coming out to mess with Stone Cold. And Stone Cold's all alone. His team are not here tonight. As you see, Adam Cole distracting up. Oh, but wait a minute. A roll-up and he's got the tights for God's sake. And Kevin Owens steals the win.
Here is your winner, Kevin Owens.
Owens holding on to the tights and now Adam Cole from behind. A horrible end to our main event. And now the onslaught on Austin is... Wait, what the hell? That's the tank that Austin drove in earlier. And now it's made its way onto the stage. Who's driving the tank? It's John Cena. And CM Punk. And look who's coming out of it now. It's Finn Balor. Team Metal. And Shawn Michaels, the commissioner, out here as Owens is leaving. Whoa! My headset just flew off. It's Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega suspended and he's back, and now the brawl is on. What are these two teams going to do to each other at Lethal Lockdown?